how fast and pull around the car in front of you. But it's a progress. You got to build up to it. Yeah, you know what to do. But the main thing is first stop. Don't hit the car. You make it very mental. And the more you practice.
Yeah, I did.
More fun break in the middle.
Okay.
Averages for all that shit, right? So now we're stopping. A couple things. You guys are all stopping pretty good. However, if you're on first gear, you're fucked. So you really got to make sure. And I just told him, assume it's not going to go into first with the first try. So the moment you roll off the tire, you're going E. The moment you roll off, your fingers should automatically go like that and start to reach up to get to the brake. So you're riding. And the moment that clutch pulls in, you got to start going down immediately. Imagine it's not going to go into first. So do it 2 or 3 times. What if you're in 6th gear? You better be in first, and that's how many times, right? That's a lot. So immediately, the moment the clutch pulls in, you're doing all that stuff while you're braking and staying relaxed and squeeze your knees and everything else before that left foot goes down, all the way down to first. So now it's the exact same thing, and then no kidding, you're gonna get the feedback. If you hit the stick or hit the broom, well, you just ran into the back of the car. So everything is identical. 20 miles per hour, stop as fast as you can and go to either side you want to. So if it's a 3-lane street, you have a lane, a car, and a lane. But the streets around here are usually 2-lane, right? Now you guys tell me, if it's a 2-lane street of traffic, if a car stands on the brake in front of you, what's more likely which direction you're gonna swerve around?
The worst direction would be left.
No, what would be the most common that you could actually do? It would actually be left.
Yeah.
This is a 2-lane street. A car could come this way, and I could go that way. But there's usually cars parked on the curb, right? So you literally don't have room to swerve that way. So you may have to stop, and there might be a car coming. So you may have to actually go. There'll be room. So you might have to go. A car's coming this way, they would stop, but you might have to go. So it's not about going as far as you can to that side. Just get around the car. Not so much where you're now to direct onto the truck, but just get around the car. And keep in mind, this is just a stick. So if your tire goes right there, congratulations, you made it, but your whole handlebar just hit the back of the truck. So if I stand here like this and tell you to everybody to
boom,
right, you better not hit me. So you think about you and your damn bike needs to get out of the way. Because I'm a truck.
And saddlebags.
Yeah.
People with saddlebags.
Exactly. Just go. Just get the hell. Everybody could go 50 miles per hour in first gear, no matter what bike you're on here. Everybody could do it, guaranteed. So just get the hell out of the way. And once you get over there, then put your foot on the peg. But why would you waste that half a second of time when that car? How far does a car travel 60 miles per hour in a second?
60 miles an hour?
Yeah, they travel a while. So
yeah.
If you waste a half second, be like, okay, now I'm comfortable to leave, and it's you're dead. It doesn't make any sense. Just go. So just leave your feet on the damn ground and then take off. Whatever direction you want, whatever lane you want to go to, left or right. We good? All right, go for it. So you're gonna do a demo? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm used to doing it in first gear.
The first?
Quick stops.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Who died?
I did.
Hell yeah.
No,
No, I lost my arm.
Just like I tell people when they take the IRC, in the intermediate riding clinic, we do emergency braking for 30 minutes. By the end of 30 minutes, giving feedback, people are stopping pretty good. And I tell people at the end of the IRC, this is actually the debrief. So everybody, you guys are all stopping pretty good, but let me ask you this. The very first stop you did, what if that was the one you needed coming here today?
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea. So if you don't practice enough where this is easy, like you're like, oh, all we're doing is practicing. I just did that 2 days ago for an hour and a half straight. Muscle memory is you don't have to think about the concept of all this stuff. Smooth increase pressure on the front, legs flat on the rear, squeezing the the knees, loosening up, eyes straight and down the. You don't think about any of that stuff consciously. That all has to be, we're just cruising and then bam. Like all four extremities happen at the same time with the right technique while staying loose and looking straight, even though a car just staying on the brakes. That is muscle memory. There's no thought to it. Your body just knows what to do. Only way, repetition with the correct technique over and over and over again. A lot. Once a week is not enough to practice emergency braking. If I only come here to do one thing, it would just be braking. The low speed stuff, that's all fun. You gave confidence and a lot of fun, but stop. You gotta stop the bike. And it's not just stopping, like I've said in the video, your best friend the brakes, it's also the front brake confidence. If I disengage all of your guys' front brake right now, every one of you should get an Uber and go home because you should be unwilling to ride a bike without the front brake. That's how important it should be. But if you're not there, you're like, oh, I can still make it home without a front brake, then you don't understand the braking enough yet. You're not good enough with the front brake yet. You haven't been in crazy situations yet. Hopefully it doesn't have to happen for you to realize I needed more front brake confidence. So another thing to keep thinking about, what about the downshifting? What are your thoughts on all that?
Well, I realized I can downshift. I don't have to wait that late. I can downshift as soon as I realize, hey,
The moment that thing pulls in,
yeah,
you immediately just start stopping that thing down. I've had you guys go still 20 miles per hour, but now in third gear. The stop should be the same speed, and you should still be able to go to first because the moment you pull in, like you're just going down as fast as you possibly can. But the second that left foot touches the ground, that's why I stood there and started yelling at you guys to tell you to go. Because some of you stopped and was like the more you visualize and imagine there's a truck coming behind you, you gotta move or you're dead. You have to practice as realistic as possible without being too crazy. So I'm gonna up the level of crazy for you guys, just a little bit. We're still gonna do the exact same thing, but it's just gonna be a little bit crazier. And I have the video of me doing this.
Greg, quick question. So the reason why I was stopping here, do we still look at the mirror? Pretend to look at the mirror?
Yeah. No one's stopping behind you.
Right?
You don't have to
There's no
go.
need to go. Yeah.
There's no one behind you.
Yeah.
You have to take off fast.
Okay. Great.
Of course not. If you're down the city street on PB and someone's on the brake, you just stop.
Right? That's
But
right.
now think about this. It's always a good practice every 5 seconds whenever you're riding to look in the mirror. Regardless of what you're doing, every 5 seconds you should be looking in the mirror. That being said, if someone stops in front of you, should you not already know if there's a car behind you or not?
Absolutely.
You should, because it's always judgment of your skills. So you should know. Like you should be riding on the road and just be thinking. If this guy stands on his brakes right now, I know I'm not only gonna have to stop, I'm also gonna have to leave because this guy's really close. That should already be in your mind.
Yeah.
Or there's no one behind me. If I have to make a stop, I could just stop. I know there's no one going to come in from behind right now because I already know who's behind me. So I'm already looking in the mirrors. But if you're not doing that, you're literally setting yourself up for failure. Don't say, oh, I hope that don't happen. Like I say in the video, hope isn't a technique. You're going to get yourself in that situation. You got to be able to respond. Same exact thing, but so if it's on the left-hand side, this barrier, stop and then go to the left. Once I move it over here, I'm going to stop and go to the right. And, I'm gonna get another piece of chalk and I'm gonna make a lane right here. So you only have 2 feet of space to go into. That is your braking chute. Like you can't go on the outside of it and stop. You have to stop within the braking chute as short as you can and then take off and go around. But if you fuck up,
side.
you're gonna stop within the 2 lines that I'm gonna put right there. That is your goal. Stop it. Like you can't go way over here. So stop and then swerve and get out of the way. And you really have to get out of the way, otherwise you're about to hit your handlebar or your mirror. So the good thing is, if you hit it, it's just gonna collapse and fall, and it ain't gonna break anything. But just keep in mind, if there's really a car there and there's really someone not stopping behind you, this should not be the last time you guys ever do this. That is the point. This should be like the first time out of a long time you guys are all gonna set this up, if you actually care and you don't want to die. So there we go. Same exact thing. Go for it.
Right? Ugh. Damn.
Yep, so step 1, learn how to brake. Step 2, learn how to stop fast. Step 3, learn how to stop fast and then take off fast at the same time. Then step 4, stop fast, take off, and swerve around the car in front of you all at the same time. The order of process to start practicing something like this. So step 1, just learn how to stop really fast and be good at stopping. Step 2, a separate practice day or separate from stopping, is learn how to take off fast. Be able to get the hell out of the way very quickly. Step 3 is stopping. Now you combine those two. You stop really fast and then you take off fast just in a straight line. And then finally what they're doing now is they're stopping fast and having to take off fast, but now the car is still dead in front of you. So you have to go to take off fast and swerve around the car in front of you. But it's a progress. You got to build up to it. But the main thing is first stop, don't hit the car. And then if the car is not stopping behind you because they're not paying attention, they're screeching up behind you, you got to be able to take off, but the car is still there. So stop and then get the hell around. But very easy to set up. It's a 8-foot wide lane, 7-foot barrier, 8-foot wide lane, and this is 20 feet apart. So very, very simple. It took me 5 minutes to set up, and that's it. Just got to practice. I've done this hours. I would get that big old barrier, I get those cement blocks over there, put this up just like this. I do this for an hour straight, just nothing but doing this practice. Because you don't want to hope you're prepared if this actually happens. This should not be the first time somebody does this. This should be the 1,000th time. So when it actually happens, I'm like, oh yeah, a car's standing in front of me and there's no one stopping behind me. I know what to do. I've already done it. There's no stress and you're relaxed. Nothing will surprise you, not even this. Car slams on the brakes and the truck is not stopping. It shouldn't even surprise you. Because you've done this so many times already practicing like this that it's muscle memory. Then to make it harder, go faster. Make this barrier wider. Make the gate that you have to swerve into shorter. I mean, you can make this very difficult. And the more you practice here and the more challenging you make it, the easier you're going to be and the more likely you'll have the right technique when you need it in the real world. And that's the main idea.
Nice.
It's hard to do it.
Stayed in the lane. Right on. Nice.